Going forward, Beth Biesel, if you could make your way here. After that, Mary Louise Benning, we'll try her one more time, and then Clint Bush is on deck. So, Ms. Biesel, please state your name, who you represent, and your position on the bill.
Oh, can I take this off? Okay. I'm Beth Biesel, representing Texas Eagle Forum, and myself speaking on Bill 1708, supporting audits, but opposing the use of electronically generated ballots. I've been an election judge in Dallas County for the past 10 years. I am an eyewitness to electronic ballot tampering. Listen carefully. The Dallas County elections listed the names of 22 people who were described as having voted at my polling place on election day when I was the election judge. None were listed on my voter roster. Multiply this number by the number of polling places across Dallas County, and you will have a very big number. This falsified information could only happen by someone on the inside or from someone on the outside electronically tampering with the election information at Dallas County. If time permits, I'll give you 4 other reasons why I'm against electronically generated and tabulated ballots. Number 1, I witnessed an election judge change the ballot selections of a voter who asked me to assist him with the electronic equipment. This judge could not have so easily changed this man's ballot if he had marked his selections on paper ballots, on a paper ballot. Number 2, I witnessed numerous errors in the barcodes of a cast ballot from the electronic ballot marking device by ES&S that caused me to have to mutilate the ballot and issue a new one. But besides the fact that we don't even know what those barcodes are telling us and telling the optical scanner to tabulate, we would not have this problem of mutilating and reissuing a new ballot if we'd use hand-marked ballots. The voters expressed their lack of confidence in their ballot being accurately counted. Number 3, I had to issue many provisional ballots because the electronic equipment would not allow me to correct a check-in error made by the clerk. Voters were miffed, and they expressed their lack of confidence in their ballot being counted. Mistakes are much easier to deal with on a hand-marked ballot, and the voter would have more confidence in their ballot. Confidence in the ballot must be a high priority. It is simply not there with electronically generated ballots. 4th, when I opened the polls first thing in the morning on the ES&S electronic equipment, my 0 tapes included a public count number that was not 0. No one was able to give me a plausible explanation of why that public count was not 0. Audible ballots on this bill only makes sense if you first begin with hand-marked paper ballots. Electronic election systems are easily manipulated in the polling place and in central tabulation. Without addressing the root problem of electronically manipulating ballots and vote results, audits of electronic election systems are too little too late. Amend the bill to require auditability beginning with hand-marked paper ballots. Of course, people can cheat with hand-marked paper ballots, but not on the massive scale that you can do with electronic manipulation, that electronic manipulation allows. If your problem is cheating on paper ballots, you have a much bigger problem than the equipment being used. Rank corruption always needs to be addressed, but that's another bill for another day. And I think to address all y'all's concerns about the money spent, you'll save a lot of money if you get rid of the electronic equipment and you can put it on auditability.
Thank you, Ms. Biesel. Members, any questions? All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
At this time, the chair would call Mary Louise Benning. Okay, I don't think she's still with us, so let's move forward to Mr. Clint Bush. And Andrew Eller, you will be on deck. Mr. Bush, if you would please give us your name, who you represent, and your position on the bill.
Yes, sir. Members, my name is Clint Bush. I'm a Liberty County Elections Administrator, and I'm in favor of House Bill 1708. We are a rural county and adjacent to Houston. I know the citizens of Liberty County and many other rural counties overwhelmingly want a paper electronic hybrid. I do have one suggestion to Representative White's bill to improve this. We need to ensure that we are not forgetting about counties who have vote centers or who would like to use vote centers with paper ballots. Vote centers are where any voter in the county can go to any polling location within your county and cast a ballot. It makes voting convenient and less confusing for many and vast majority of rural voters in my county and other rural counties. Add the print-on-demand vote system to this bill for counties and to do vote centers, as they're already meeting the bill's intent. We would ask that this bill be amended to allow the paper balloting to be used with vote centers. The key to vote centers is an electronic voter roll. That's already current law, and that issue is already resolved for the requirements of vote centers. Still, this bill does not say anything about vote centers and paper balloting, but supports paper ballot usage in Texas elections. We support this bill, but please ensure rural Texas and vote centers are afforded the same security and the same access. And we do want to also say, please don't forget rural Texas. We can't afford unfunded mandates. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bush. To be clear, you were testifying on behalf of yourself and the Liberty County Elections Office.
Yes, sir,
correct?
I was.
Okay, thank you. And again, as I told Ms. Anderson, I encourage you to talk directly to Chairman
Absolutely.
White.
We will.
He's a neighbor just up the road from you.
He is. He's my
and
neighbor.
shares our same concerns about protecting our smaller counties and avoiding unfunded mandates at all costs.
Yes, sir.
So with that, Chair recognizes Mr. Jeton for questions.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes.
Just a quick question. Are you saying that the bill would prevent voting centers?
As its current form, how I understand it, it will if you have a paper-based only system. This talks about having a paper-based / computer hybrid. We have quite a few counties that already use just a paper-based system. Ours is you fill out the old paper and then you scan it.
Right.
It works. You have that paper ballot trail, and but the current law with Representative Beckley's county and Denton, we can't use our system with vote centers, but it still satisfies the intent of the law.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Thank you.
Sure. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Jeton. Members, other questions? Representative Beckley.
So I think you answered my question, but our counties have the same.
Yes, ma'am, they do.
Did you get them at about the same time?
We bought ours a year and a half ago.
Okay,
We've
so
had
Denton
6
County had
elections.
theirs
Yes,
first,
we
okay.
spent $800,000 for our system.
Yeah. And what's your population?
I have 47,000 registered voters.
Yeah, so Denton County's a lot bigger, so they probably
are.
spend a lot more money than that. Thank you. I don't know their dollar amount. I could look it up.
Members, other questions? Okay, thank you, Mr.
Thanks,
Bush. Chair at this time calls Mr. Andrew Eller to testify, and then Russell Fish is up next, and Tom Glass, I see you there in the back. If Tom wishes, you will be up after that. So please state your name, who you represent, and your position on the bill.
Okay, my name is Andrew Eller. I represent myself. I'm from Bell County, and I am for the bill. It is a great bill. I do have one comment, though, for Representative White that I think would really enhance the bill, and that's in Section 129.003, subsection 1, subdivision A, where you say review and corrected by the voter at the time the ballot is cast. The biggest concern I have, and we've kind of talked around it here, is with the ES&S systems that actually spit out that ballot that has a name that you voted for, but it also has a barcode. I don't speak barcode. I don't know of anybody who speaks barcode. So how do you know what that barcode says? Who knows what was programmed onto that barcode? Even though it may say I voted for X candidate, the barcode could say I voted for Y candidate. And so when you go in and you do an audit of that paper ballot,